Hello everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be showing you how to put fishing line on a stick if you don't have a fishing rod and you'd like to go fishing while you're out in the woods. I showed you how to make this in the last video, so if you haven't seen that one, go check it out. It'll basically explain everything we'll be doing today. But as a quick rundown, we have this stick with fishing line wrapped around it, so when it's ready for use we can just take however much we want off and whatnot. But before we can put line on it, on a stick, we have to find one first. So let's look. As you can see, there's abundance of sticks in this area, but this one should do. This one's about perfect, actually. We're gonna have to do a bit of trimming first before we can actually put the line on it. So let's get that out of the way. As you can tell, it's a bit wet outside, so taking the wood off of these sticks may be a bit harder than it should be, but that's okay. Nothing but time. You know what? Let's just do this right here. There we go. I have to trim a bit more. We can actually just take this part off, I believe. Should be enough stick here. There we go. Looks good. Yeah, I'm liking this. So now let's show you how to put some line on it. First, we gotta take a bit of this bark off, but it's wet and a dead stick, so that shouldn't be much of a problem. We're gonna start off by taking our line off of this stick, and here's how. There's a little incision, like cut I made with my pocket knife. Just take it out, and it's perfect that there's a little nudge right here, or a knob, whatever, because I can just tie right around it. Now this might be a bit hard with the size of the table and the size of the stick and the stick falling off the table constantly, because that's a bit annoying. So what we're going to do is, we're going to tie it around now. Let's get a little bit of line out first. All right, now I'm just gonna start pulling up on it, and then it should release a solid amount of line for us to just tie right around. And now I'm gonna need a bit more, so I'm gonna do what I did the last time I needed. So, oh, well, that's not gonna work. We're just going to pull up on this little string of line, and it'll continue giving us more. You can never have too much line. We're gonna wrap this other side around. This will be the final side that I end up. I had to rip this off, it was aggravating. The final side I'll have to put line on. We're not gonna put too much line, because if you're fishing with something like this, like I've showed you to make, I'm assuming you're down at a creek and you can just kind of leave it in, and it's a bit small of water. This seems like a good enough amount of line, right about here. So what we're gonna do now is take out the good old pocket knife. we're gonna have to give it a bit of line. We don't want to cut it off directly at the end of it, but let's wrap this up. All this leftover line. Show you how to wrap it. We just get some line along this and then wrap it around, and then we just put it right. That didn't work. Let's try this again. We just put it right through this little cut I made, and then until its next use. For now, let's focus on the fishing rod, fishing stick. We have enough line right here. We're gonna take out the good old pocket knife yet again. Make a cut right down the middle of this. We don't want to make it too big, and we don't want to split the wood too bad, because then the stick's not going to be any good. But we're just going to wrap it around a few times more, and then bring it up by where I made this hole, and then we're going to set it down through. And then, assuming you have a hook with you or whatnot, you tie on the hook. You could flip a few rocks, look for some worms, throw the worm on, and then fish. But there you have it. Here's how you put some line on a fishing rod if you want to fish and you're in the wild without a fishing rod and just line, and perhaps some hooks. And then thank you guys for watching. Until the next one.